Hello, everyone. I see a few students are starting to join in. Welcome to the Digital Open Days by POLI.design. It is my pleasure to welcome you today to this presentation. My name is Lavinia and I'm part of the DocCity team. I want to introduce Professor Raffaella Scognamiglio, academic coordinator of this Master in Service Design, and Professor Beatrice Pillari, also academic coordinator of this Master. I want to remind you that after the presentation, which will last approximately half an hour, you will have the chance to ask your questions. So please don't be shy, just drop them in the Q&A box and we will make sure to go over them at the end of this presentation. I will now leave the floor to the professors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lavinia, for your introduction. Good afternoon or good morning or good evening or good night to everyone. I'm Beatrice Villari and I am the co-director of the Service Design Master. And as you see, I'm here with Raffaella Scognamiglio, academic coordinator. So,
hi, everyone.
Hello, and we are also here with Elisa Piccini, that is in charge of the administrative issues. So she will share with you all the issues related to the subscriptions and the documents. So it's important to have Elisa with us. And if we are ready, and if everything is all right, we can start sharing the presentation. So we enter in detail of the contents. Raffaella, maybe you can
yes, just a moment.
And while you are entering the full screen, I can start with sharing some information. So welcome.
Oh, okay.
First of all, welcome, and we are very happy to have you with us in this presentation. The Service Design Master is the first level specializing master in Italy. It's promoted by POLI.design, Politecnico di Milano. And the next edition will be the 9th edition. So it's almost 10 years that this master is running, and so we are very happy to continue this experience. What about so why we think it's interesting to attend the Service Design Master? Please, Raffaella, you can go with the slides, because we can see. Probably, I think that you have to
okay,
stop the sharing
yes.
and start again, because we don't see the...
Really? Okay, so just a moment. I'm sorry about this. Stop share. Let's start again.
Yeah.
Okay. No problem.
Start with the full screen and then start sharing again.
Okay. Okay. Can you see now the presentation?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't know why today. Okay, we have some.
Perfect.
Oh, there it is.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, so just a moment.
So yeah,
yeah,
we see everything. So why it's important to, let's say, for us to provide a Service Design Master? Because almost 10 years ago, Service Design was spreading around the world in a very fast way. So we recognized that there was a huge demand from private and public sectors and NGOs as well. So in these 10 years, the demand growed a lot, And companies, private and public companies and startups and NGOs are requesting service design competencies in a very again in increasing way. So why? Because of course we are in a service economy, and products are surrounded by services, and the market, the society, the environmental issues are have a great impact on economy and society. What does it mean? That we are dealing with complexity, and services are embedding such complexity. So although the companies or organizations are not like service design driven, they are recognizing that dealing with complexity, dealing with processes, dealing with processes is important to innovate, to grow, and to imagining a new way to interact with users and with stakeholders. So we will allow you in acquiring the right competencies to face such complexity. We can do the next. We can go to the next slide, and with such complexity. And of course, you will learn the fundamentals content about service design. So the core, and you will manage the core competencies about service design. For example, you will deal with user studies, user research, you will deal with interactions and processes and journeys. You will work with users and with stakeholders, so you will use during the master and also during your internship the core competencies about service design. But as you know, society is complex and the discipline evolves rapidly. So every year we deal with the novelty and the emerging issues coming from the society. So we also deal with additional contents that are not at the core of the disciplines, but are important to be service designer. Just to list some inputs, think about the technology. So think about how technology support and influence the service solutions. Think about the society. So we deal with also design for policy and government. So how services can be innovated by service design in the public sphere. We deal with sustainability. We deal with prototyping and so on. So this is, let's say, an overall picture about what we offer. For sure, on the website, on the service design website, you have all the information, and you also can observe what we have done during the last years. So you have a clear picture of what we have done in the past edition. So I leave the stage to Raffaella that will introduce you in detail what you are going to do in this year.
Many thanks, Beatrice. Hi, everyone. As you know, I'm Raffaella. I'm the coordinator of the Master in Service Design, and I'm in charge of the external relations. Thanks, Beatrice, for this important overview, because I think that it's really important before going in detail of the path about the timeline of the Master in Service Design. As you know, we will start officially in January, okay, because the master starts in January and it lasts 1 year. But in order to deal with the current situation that we are living due to the pandemic situation, we decided to postpone to January, the beginning of the master, and to start in October, the 26th of October, with some preparatory activities. From October until January, we will have the opportunity to share with all of the students that decide to start the journey since October with the preparatory activities. Then we will start in January, and until July, we will be in class attending frontal lessons, pills, workshop, and master classes. In July, we'll start the internship until December, and at the end of January or the beginning of February, there will be the final exam. As I said before, the preparatory activities will be online. It means that you can decide to join from your home. Okay, what is important is that you will be online with us during the Italian time, and that will be made up of more or less six meetings in which you will have the opportunity to listen some introductory lesson, to attend some master classes, and to focus your attention on some theoretical activities. What is important, and what we suggest to all of you, is to come in Italy at the beginning of January, because as I said before, in January we'll start the official year, and we will start in class. Even if, as last year, we will also use, and we will also have some online lessons, but we will definitely want that you will live this experience here in Milan. So we will help you also to find the solution, because we know that the situation isn't so easy, and then also with Elisa, we can go deep into some questions related administrative and technical issues, but from January we will start in class. As I said before, attending theory classes, theoretical and critical course that will provide you an introduction to the discipline of service design, from service design basics and tools, service economy and business plan, service brand, of course, also social innovation and public services, public speaking, emerging technologies, collaborative services, facilitation and improvisation. And as you can see from this slide, we will help you since the very beginning in order to design your portfolio in a service design yes, tailored for service design agencies and companies. You will have the opportunity to attend PILs, that are modules made up of 3 days, practical training, aim at experimenting what we have acquired during the theoretical lessons. And as you can see from this slide, there will be about concept generation, about design future, rapid prototyping, data visualization and storytelling, but also UX and UI, co-design and co-production, inclusive design, service design for the public sector. So you will deal with all that topic that, as Beatrice said at the beginning, are important in order to become a service designer, to design a service. Of course, what are really important during the master are the workshop, because as you know, it's a specializing master, is a bridge to your professional career. This is the reason why we work a lot with companies, because all the workshops are in partnership with the real companies, and so you will have the opportunity to have a real brief. Of course, the workshops are of different complexity. The first one will be focused on user research. The second one will be focused on user research and concept generation. And during the last two workshops, at the end of the, more or less in May, at the end of May and in June and the beginning of July, you will have the opportunity to deal with more complex challenge. As I said before, we are at the, it's the third year maybe that we decided to introduce also the master classes that are lecture provided by experts and gurus known from all over the world on hot topics that the master board every year decide. And the master classes are also lessons that will be open to also other students. So it will be all one of the an opportunity in order also to start to meet other people and to do networking. So just to recap, we will be in class from the 24th of January until July, 3 days per week, more 3 days per week. Usually it's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Of course, the calendar maybe have some changes, and we will promptly tell to all of you when there will be some changes. And then in July, we'll start the internship. We will help you in the process since the very beginning in order to prepare the curriculum and the portfolio. And then we are in touch with all the most important companies and agencies that in which we are in touch. And this is the reason why we will share with all of you a list of agencies and companies that are interested in hosting you. It's a free match. You will decide who will be the agencies or the companies in which you are interested in, and I will collect your CV and portfolio, and I will send the CV and portfolio to the company. They will choose you. So we often say that we can do our best, but it's also important that you also do your best in order to also find the internship in the companies, in the agencies, or in the public sector that you want. It's mandatory, of course, and the internship lasts at least 475 hours, more or less. It's 3 months. Lots of companies ask us to extend the period, so it's up to you. You can decide with the company if you want to do only the 475 hours in order to achieve the master degree, or you want also to extend the internship. The final exam, as we said before, will be at the beginning of February 2023. It will be usually you will work in class in groups, okay? On the other hand, the final exam is a final exam. It's a personal, it's a job that you have to do individually and autonomously, and will consist in the presentation of a final project that and related to the topic. Of course, during the year you will decide the topic accordingly with the master board. Here you can see some of the companies and agencies in which we are in touch with. We are really happy that our students are doing our internship, their internship in agencies as Frog, Fjord, Deloitte, H-Farm, that are agencies known all over the world. On the other hand, we work with the companies of different industries because we decide not to focus our attention only on one industry, but we want to give you all of you the knowledge in order to work in different industries. But here you can see important names as Intesa San Paolo, Lend-Lease, Zambon, Banca Ifis, and so on, and the public sector, and the third sector that is really an important sector in which every year we decide to focus our attention. Okay, so I think that I leave the stage to Elisa that will give you some info related to the administrative issues. Thanks.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Here I would like to give you some details about the application process for the master. Mainly, as Raffaella was mentioning, a first part, online part of non-compulsory activities is going to start end of October, but let's say the official starting date of the master will be in January, and so you will have time until just before the Christmas vacations, let's say, so until December the 22nd to apply for the master. But of course, we suggest you to apply as soon as possible so that you can enter starting from the very beginning of all the activities, the class, and take part to all the activities and start meeting all the lecturers and students of the master edition. In order to do so, and so in order to first of all complete your application, you will have to go on the master webpage and register in the form that you will have to fill with some of your personal data, and upload the documents that are listed here, and in particular your CV, a motivation letter, a portfolio of project that is mandatory only for candidates having a background in design or architecture, because as you have already heard, the class is made of students, is composed of students coming from different backgrounds. So of course, if you don't have a portfolio, it's not a problem. So you can here upload again your CV or a document mentioning that you don't have a background in design or architecture, and so you don't have a portfolio. And then you will have to add, from the official evaluation of your study title point of view, we would need you to upload the scanning of your bachelor degree, a scanning of your university transcript containing the list of courses and exams that you took during the bachelor program, and a scanning of your passport or ID card. So mainly these are the documents that you will have to upload for the official selection, and mainly what happens after that, after you will have uploaded those documents, an interview will be fixed with the master board, who will let's say analyze a little bit better and go in depth a little bit more about your profile, about your CV, and especially about the motivation why you would like to take the master, in order to understand if the master matches also your professional objectives. So mainly after the interview, you will receive a feedback by email about your eligibility or non-eligibility for the master. In case the evaluation will be positive, you will be provided the instruction to complete the enrollment, and in particular for the enrollment you will have to let us have a private agreement with your data and signatures, and you will have to pay a down payment covering a part of the total amount of the master. full master cost is 15,500 euro, and 500 euro are the enrollment fees to Politecnico di Milano, whereas the 15,000 is the master tuition fees. This amount can be paid in 2 installments, and as mentioned, when you will be admitted, you will be required only to make a down payment to fix your place in the class, covering 4,000 euro. So that's mainly what happens with the selection process.
Thank you, Elisa, for clarifying everything. So if you have some questions for all of us, please write your question in the chat so you can help us in understanding what are your needs or what are your curiosities or additional information that you need.
Yes, in the meantime, while we get everyone started, I'd like to ask you, professors, if you can give us some more information about the project developed during the workshops.
Yes, of course. As Raffaella was saying, workshops are in collaboration with real companies, real organizations. Okay, so these organizations give a brief, so a design brief, a service design brief, and students are asked to respond to the brief with a real project. Okay, so that will be evaluated and from the organization. So examples are about, of course, let's say, as you know, many projects cannot be communicated at all, okay, or in detail. So what we can, of course, share is that project, as Raffaella was saying, have different level of complexity. So you will provide, for example, new concepts, new service design concepts, derived from user research. And with service design concept, we mean an idea about service design that can be related, for example, to how people experience health place. Okay, so for example, how health institution can improve the interaction with their users through places. Okay, so the concept will be in this sense. Other examples, for example, are about new services, not just concepts. What does it mean? That the concepts are detailed in all their aspects, such as interactions with the users, interactions with the stakeholders, interaction with the touch points. And examples are about designing new service to transform retail experience into a more sophisticated experience, so into in some also new business models. Okay, because also during the workshop you have to face with the also new business models. And of course, Raffaella, you can add the other examples. And
yeah,
yes, please.
You can add something about the user research. That is something that is really important, and it's the starting point of each workshops. But I know that is something that for all students that comes also from psychology or humanistic, with a humanistic background, are also interested in go deep into the importance of the user research. That is also something that we do during the workshops. maybe we can also add the fact that, okay, we can go deep into the results, but for example, during the 8th edition, we have worked with, we had Deloitte as main partner, and then we have worked with Lend-Lease on an important project related to mind. Then we have worked with Zambon in the healthcare sector, and we have worked with Spaces, that is part of EWG, that is it's in the industry of the Beatrice, please help me.
Co-working
exactly.
And new jobs also.
Exactly. And during the in the previous edition, for example, we have worked a lot also in the finance sector. So we try always to differentiate also from one year to another the industry in order to give the opportunity to the students to grow also on these and to face different challenges with different industries, of course. So,
yeah. And they will be asked also to co-design solutions in some ways. So you have to interact also with, again, users and stakeholders. Let's say you will deal with the complexity of designing a service that is.
Yeah. Okay, guys, don't be shy. I see new names. So please use this time in order to ask us curiosity, doubts. Please don't be shy. Okay, so thanks, Sarah, first of all. If you want, I can read I will read the question.
However you prefer.
Yeah, okay. Hello, everyone. Is this matter recommended after a bachelor degree in design, or in additional, or is an additional 2 years master degree preferred? I will start then, Beatrice, if you want, of course. So the master is a first level specializing master. It means that in order to do the master, you need to have at minimum the bachelor degree. We have students that are really young and that decide to start after a bachelor degree in design or in other discipline. We have other students that, for a personal reason, decide to do the master after the master degree or after some years of professional career. So it also it's up to you. What is important is that you, in order to be a student of the Master in Service Design, you need to have the bachelor degree. But we have lots of students that decide to join the class after a Master of Science degree or after some professional years in which they had the opportunity to work with companies. If it's important to have a bachelor degree in design or in other subject, we say that also in this case, we have some students that have a background in design, but we have also other students that have a background in management, economics, marketing, with a humanistic background. What is important is that, in my opinion, is that you are convinced that you want to become a service designer. So it's important that you want to become a service designer, because it means that the master is the right choice for you.
Thank you, Professor. In the meantime, while participants gather some courage to write us more questions, I wanted to ask you for a clarification. So, of course, the master is for international students. It's going to be taught in English, I think. Can you confirm that? So maybe you can explain to us if the faculty is also international and who the main professors are. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavinia, for this question because it's important to clarify it. Okay, so yes, the master is in English. So, and it is dedicated to a worldwide audience. So we have people from all around the world. And again, because also service design is growing all around the world and is becoming important for all the societies. So we have, and we had students again from far east and far west, from the north and from the south. So all the cultures are very welcome. And we do really think that the cultural mix is very important also to be an interesting designer and interesting service design. So for sure, it's always amazing to have different nationalities in class, and people always learn from each other, and also we learn from different nationalities. So the faculty is also an international faculty. So we had the possibility, also thanks to the technology, we had the possibility to have with us professors from USA and from other countries, and also the professors who will be in class are from different nationalities. You will meet people from Politecnico di Milano, so experts from Politecnico di Milano, because Politecnico di Milano has an important expertise in some fields, and we, as you know, are in the 5th place in the worldwide ranking in the design discipline. So at Politecnico we have particular competencies and skills that can help you in exploring how the service design is evolving and is important for companies and society. But we have collaborations, important collaborations with external experts coming from academics and also from different industries, also from agencies and companies. And all of them have competencies in professional competencies. So they really work in companies and agencies and organizations, but they have also competencies in teaching. So for us, it's important to have such complex skills also in the faculty. So all the people we involved have a huge knowledge about the topic, and also the capacity to transfer their knowledge to the students.
Okay, we have another question, and Lavinia, can we use an extra time, or at what time do we have to close?
Absolutely, we are on time actually. We still have about 9 minutes. So
okay, great.
Yeah.
So what are the realistic job prospects for a service design in Europe? Does the fact that I'm not a native speaker of any European language be a disadvantage for me when it comes to landing a good job in Europe? Okay, I will start. The master is in English, so what is important is that you that of course you will be able to speak English in a good way, and all the most important companies and agencies that are in Milan, but that are also in Europe, will ask as first language for the English. Of course, what we suggest to all of the students that want to do an internship in Milan is to start also learning Italian, because even if the master is in English and you don't have any problem here in Milan speaking English, it's a plus if you start learning also Italian. I also use this question in order to say that, of course, the internship that sometimes start in a job, and you can also check from the current students and those students of the previous edition and their LinkedIn. So we are proud about this, because the 95% of the students found in 6 months the job that they wanted when they started the master. Don't have any problem. We have also other students that decide to come back to their own country in order to bring their knowledge. So I think that it's definitely not a problem. It will be a problem, for example, if you want to stay in Milan. Our suggestion is to start also learning the language of the country in which you will be also live. Okay, I hope that I answered the question. Okay, absolutely, that makes sense. Thank you for addressing my concern. It's just the space. I mean, currently language is a big part of communicating my concept and ideas. Hence the question, but yes. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, Professor Scognamiglio. Thank you, Professor Villari. So in the meantime, if we are not getting any more questions, please drop them in the Q&A box. Just make sure to take this opportunity to, ask anything you want about this program. I just want to remind everyone that following this presentation, we have an upcoming one on fashion creation, accessory design. So in the meantime, we still have a couple of minutes to go. So just make the most out of it. The professors are here. They are offering us their time. So just make sure everything is clear and you have no doubts left. We are here. We have another question. Okay, so I will just go ahead and read it. So sorry for the late question. I'm Anis from Indonesia, and I'm planning to apply for the academic year 2022-2023. I see that there are 80 places available every year. Is there some sort of quota between EEA versus non-EEA students? Also, among work experience, portfolio, and academic GPA, which one would you consider the most?
Okay, the places available every year are not 80, but 35. And of course, there isn't any quota between different students from different countries. Of course, when we will have with all of you an interview, but just to know each other and to understand to find the balance, but not from the origin country, but from a background perspective, okay? Because it's important that also for you, we know that for all of you it will be an important year, and so every year we work a lot also to build a balanced classroom between all of your backgrounds and skills.
Yeah, if I can add, please, for all of you, please check on the POLI.design website the right information about let's say the enrollment and the master, and of course drop an email if you have additional questions to Elisa to POLI.design, and for sure we'll be in touch also by email or a face-to-face meeting. But please check all the right information on POLI.design website. So most of the information are there.
Yes, the last question, before reading the last questions, I also want to add that in Italy now the situation related to the COVID is pretty safe. Okay, so the 75% of the population received the vaccine, and we decided to it's important, and we think that the vaccine and so the pass in order to be able to join to live in person the university is important. So we confirm to all of you that all the professors and all of us have received the vaccine, and we will ask also to all of you to do the same. We know that we come from different countries, and so we will manage all also the each situation with all of you in a personal way. Don't be afraid about this. Okay, so the last questions is, my portfolio is predominantly branding and visual design specific, with some old product design project from my time college. How are the students' work evaluated? Can you please shed some light on this? Okay. Okay, of course, if when we received all of your documents, so the portfolio, and we are aware about your background, we know that if what we have done previously is more focused on branding and visual design, it's impossible that you have a service design project in your portfolio. So we will evaluate what you send us, but it's only the portfolio, and for all of you that have the portfolio, is just one of the elements that we evaluate in order to decide if you are the right students for the master. So don't worry about this, and use also the motivation letter in order to express what you think and why you want to become a service designer. That is important. We read it always with a great pleasure.
Thank you, Professor Scognamiglio. Thank you, Professor Villari. It has been a pleasure to be here today with you. Thank you again for taking the time to answer to the participants' questions. I remind all of you that if you are interested in the upcoming presentations, there is another one starting in 5 minutes, and it's going to be about fashion creation, accessory design. So just make sure to join in if you're interested. And thank you again, professors, for your time. Thank you, Elisa Piccini, for your time as well, and for all the administrative clarifications. It has been my pleasure to have you here today, and I hope to see you again in the next edition of POLI.design Digital Open Days. Thank you again.
Thank you again. Hope to see all of you in class in Milan. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.